All right, there, glory and praise and honor unto the Most High. I'm going to get into it, man. A little short little lesson today. And today what we're going to be talking about is it's better to fall into the hands of Yahuwah, man. Yahuwah Elohim, the Most High, man. You know, you see in Scripture, you know, there were certain points where people were faced with death. Like, for example, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. You know, they were faced with death if they didn't bow down to that music of Nebuchadnezzar. But they trusted in the Most High, man. And you know, they were delivered, man. They put their trust in him. They put all their chips in him, man. You know, and they were delivered. Look at Daniel in the lion's den. You know, they put him in there because he was worshiping the Most High. You know, and he didn't switch up. He kept his faith, man. And he was delivered, man. So right now we're going to, take a look at a few scriptures, of people not putting their trust in the Most High and seeing what happens, and people that do put their trust in the Most High, man. So let's keep going, man. You know, and the reason I want to do this lesson is because, when facing the enemy, like a lot of you guys out here are right now, they want you to bow down to them, and they'll use and abuse you, man, until you do that, and if you do that, that's trusted in man, So like I said, you might go through a lot of persecution, you might go through hell, man, but it's better to fall into the hands of the Most High, no matter what the outcome is, man. This is why I'm doing this lesson. So we're going to start with this verse right here first. Jeremiah 17:5. Thus said the Lord, cursed be the man that trusted in man and make it flesh his arm, and whose heart departed from the Lord, man. You mean? That said cursed be he that put his trust in man, and his heart departed from the Most High. He's going on to other. He's going and using other means, to get what he wants, man. Oh man, he said you curse. Let's keep going, man. Oh man, so we're gonna summarize a little bit before we read this verse. So this is talking about Joseph when he was locked up because of Pharaoh's wife, for false accusation. And while he was in jail, they had two other people with him. You had a baker and you had the Pharaoh's cupbearer that was in prison with him. And, they both had dreams. And Joseph, he was interpreting the dreams, for both of them. So right here, this is the dream for the cupbearer. So we're going to start right here. Genesis chapter 40, 13 through 14. It says, yet within 3 days shall Pharaoh lift up thine head and restore thee unto thy place, and thou shalt deliver Pharaoh's cup into his hand, after the former manner when thou was his butler. So he's saying that, hey, look, Pharaoh, the dream is signifying, or it means that, look, man, Pharaoh's he's not going to keep you here in prison. You're going to be restored back, into your position as the Pharaoh's cupbearer, and pretty much his butler. And verse 14 there, it says right here, but think on me when it shall be well with thee, and shew thee kindness, I pray unto thee, unto me, and make mention of me unto Pharaoh, and bring me out of this house. So you see that? Joseph right here was telling the cupbearer, to make mention of him unto Pharaoh. Speak to the Pharaoh on my behalf of me being in jail, and bring me out, This is what he was telling the cupbearer. So he wasn't put his faith in the Most High, man. His faith was in Pharaoh. His faith was, in the cupbearer. His faith was in man. His faith was in flesh, man. So, man. But you see what happened right here in Genesis chapter 40, verse 23. It said, yet did not the chief butler remember Joseph, but forgot him. So you see that the Most High caused more than likely the chief butler to not remember Joseph, man, when he got out of prison. And the Pharaoh restored him as his cupbearer. Why? Because he trusted in Pharaoh, man, to get him out of jail. He trusted in that cupbearer. He didn't trust in the Most High. He was putting his faith, in Pharaoh, man, in man. Oh man, let's keep going, man. So you see, he didn't put his faith in the Most High, man. So the Most High made that butler forget, forget about him. Oh man. So right here we have another story. So I'm gonna summarize a little bit before we start reading. So the Most High told King David not to number the heads of Israel, pretty much conduct a census. King David, he chose to do it anyway, and the Most High got pissed off at him, because of that. So we're gonna pick up from here and read. 2 Samuel chapter 24, 11 through 14. For when David was up in the morning, the word of the Most High came unto the prophet Gad, David's seer. Go and say unto David, thus said the Most High, I offer thee three things. Choose one of them that I may do it unto thee. So he offered him three things, to choose from, because of his disobedience. These were punishments. He had to choose one of these punishments. Verse 13. So Gad came to David and told him and said unto him, shall 7 years of famine come unto thee in thy land, or will thou flee 3 months before thine enemies, while they pursue thee, or that there be 3 days pestilence in thy land? Now advise and see what answer I shall return to him that sent me. Oh man, so he had 7 years of famine, flee 3 months before your enemies, or 3 days pestilence in the land, man. Oh man. And David said unto Gad, I am in a great strait. Let us not fall into the hands of the Most High, man, for his mercies are great, and let me not fall into the hand of man. So David right here chose to fall into the hands of the Most High, man, instead of man. And the punishment was pestilence, man. I'm not gonna read that, but I'm just letting you know that it was 3 days pestilence, I believe, and a lot of people died. Oh man, because of his disobedience. So it's better but he said, look, man, rather than him flee from his enemies, he said it's better to fall into the hands of the Most High, man. Oh man. So you see, I don't even think King David chose. He just let the Most High handle it. And then the scriptures also say, man, it's a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the Most High, man, when you going off, But for his saints, man, look, that's where you want to be, You want to fall into his hands, man, You want to be covered, man. Oh man. Let's go one more. So right here, this is talking about Yeshua HaMashiach, his interaction with Pontius Pilate. John chapter 19, 10 through 11. Then said Pilate unto him, speakest thou not unto me? Knowest thou not that I have power to crucify thee? Oh man, so this is right. I'm gonna start right there for a second. So you see, he kind of wanted him to beg, be on his knees and pleading, man. Because Yeshua HaMashiach, right? He's not even speaking to him. And he said, look, I have the power to crucify thee, And so he said, and I have the power to release thee, man. So he's flexing his power on him, man. So this is what they do, man. They have the power to kill you. They have the power to, to do this, that, and the third, man. Flexing his power. They want you to sit down there and beg, man. Submit to them, Yeshua HaMashiach standing there in his face, man. Not he's saying a word. He don't gotta speak to you, man. Oh man. So he's asking him, you're not gonna speak to me? Knowest thou not that I have the power to crucify thee and the power to release thee? Yeshua answered, thou couldst have no power at all against me. Oh man, except they were given to thee from above. Therefore he that delivered me unto thee hath greater sin, man. You have no power against me, man. You know? So you see that? Even in the face, man. You know? A pilot. You know, most people would have been like, yes, sir, no, sir. You know? You know, brown nosing. He said, thou have no power, man. You know, against me. And why? Because he was innocent, man. You know? When you're innocent, you're gonna have a chip on your shoulder like that, man. So this is you see the type of power I was talking about in the beginning. They like to flex their power, man. You know? But it's better to fall into the hands of the Most High, man. It's, you know, than to submit unto man. Oh, man. Let's keep going. Isaiah chapter 30, 1 through 3. Woe to the rebellious children, said the Most High, man, that take counsel, but not of me. So they taking us counsel, man, but not of me. You know, not of the Most High. They taking another counsel, you know. And that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin. So they have a covering over them, man. They're protected, man. And that's the covering of Satan. That's the covering of man. That's the covering of flesh, man. That's not the covering of the Most High. All these guys in these lodges, man. You see what it says right here? That they may add sin to sin. Sin on top of sin, man. You know? It's being added, you know, to that counsel that they're receiving. And then that covering that's over them, you know, so they can protect themselves. You know? That's not a spirit of the Most High, man. You know, those that lost faith and put their trust in Pharaoh, you know, in these Freemason lodges, that's the covering that they under, man. They don't want to fall into the hands of the Most High. They rebellious. This is right here. They taking a counsel that's not of the Most High, man. They covered, but not with His spirit, and they doing all manner of wickedness, you know, to keep that covering on them, man. So this is why I look, man. You know, when people enter into these things, man, you enter into generational curses, man. You know, that's what you entering into, man. That's what you inheriting, man. When you take counsel and you go into these lodges, man, you inheriting wickedness after wickedness after wickedness, man. Things that you wasn't even responsible for, that that your forefathers did, or whoever did, man. You that's what's added on to you now, for what, a little bit of fame, a little bit of money. Oh man, let's keep going, man. That walk down into Egypt and have not asked at my mouth, to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh, man, and to trust in the shadow of Egypt. The shadow of Egypt is done away with, man. He's saying it. It's not this great nation that it once was, man. It's the Most High destroyed it. You know, but they still going back to, you know, to practice those things, man. Oh, man. Therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust in the shadow of Egypt your confusion, man. Oh, man. Look at that, man. Perfect example. Look at Kanye West right now. He sold out to the system, man. And look at what they doing with him today, man. They took away all he had. He blood sacrificed his mom. You know, he knew about it. You know, they all know that they got to keep their mouth shut. You know, and look at how they said the strength of Pharaoh, that was once the strength that got him to these heights, this elevation of fame. You know, is now his shame, man. They turned their back on him. Why? Because he still realized that, you know, even though he has $1 billion, there's still all these constraints on him, man. You know, he's still a damn slave, $1 billion slave, man. Oh man, so you know, he sold out. He's a prince or a Freemason, and now the strength of Pharaoh is his shame, man, because he trusted in Pharaoh. Oh man, look how bugged out he was, man. Losing his mind, crying, all that. You know, the trust and the trust of shadow of Egypt, your confusion, man. All those that, you know, that sold out to this. that didn't want to be covered by the Most High. Oh man. Let's keep going. So right here, this is still Isaiah chapter 30. We're just gonna jump down to verse 9 though. Right here it says that this is a rebellious people, lying children, lying that will not hear the law of the Most High, which say to the seers, see not, and to the prophets, prophesy not unto us right things, speak unto us smooth things, prophesy deceits. They don't want to hear the truth, man. You know, that's how you tell the children of Satan, man. They don't want to hear the truth. Prophesy unto us false things, man. Oh man. You know, that's why when the truth comes, they hate it. Get you out of the way. Turn aside out of the path. Cause the Holy One of Israel to cease from before us. So you see that? That's when they do when they go down the Pharaoh. The Holy One cease to be from among them, man. They don't want nothing to do with the Most High. Wherefore thus said the Holy One of Israel, because ye despise this word and trust in oppression and perverseness, man, and stay thereon. You trust in oppression and perverseness. They right here. Let me stop right there for a second. They sold out, man. They're not covered by the Most High. They have a covering that's not of His Spirit. You know, they do it all manner of wickedness, and they still oppressed with $1 billion. He's still complaining, man. You know, and they doing all manner of wickedness, man. Oh man. Let's keep going. Verse 13. Therefore, this iniquity shall be to you as a breach, ready to fall, swelling out in a high wall, whose breaking cometh suddenly at an instant, man. So like I was saying, man, when you sell out, man, you inheriting all the wickedness that these people were doing way for years and years and years and years dating back, man. You know, that they weren't covered by the Most High. Their covering is that covering of the devil, man. So that's why when they speak up, that, you know, they kill them, you know, because they took those oaths, man. They not covered, you know. So the Most High ceases to be from among them, man. You know. So why would you sell out? Why would you sell out, man? And go into these lodges and inherit all that wickedness, man, for a little bit of money? Look at what they did to Kanye West. They could do the same thing to Oprah. They could do the same thing to Jay-Z. They could do the same thing to Beyonce. They could do the same thing to Dr. Dre. They could do the same thing to P. Diddy. Don't you niggas get it, man? Why would you want to sell out? Your strength is not in lies, man. It's not in selling out. You know, your strength is in the truth. Your strength is in the Most High. Your strength is being under His covering, man. That's where your strength is from, man. Oh, man. But you guys bow down, man. And you don't want to fall into the hands of the Most High. Oh, man. You know, once again, why would you want to inherit all these lies and wickedness that people been doing for years on top of years that you have to cover for, that you had nothing to do with, man? For a little bit of riches, man. Oh, man. That's why I'm gonna keep enduring, man, through all this. You know, because I already seen the end result. You know? Scripture says, don't store your riches here, man. Now, these same people that was under, you know, the covering of a different council, you know, these same people, right now in this modern time, they were the same type of people back there in the ancient times, man. And like I said, man, these people were the same type of people that was harassing the prophets. You see what it says right here? Because they didn't want to. It says right here, they told the prophets and the seers to see not and to prophesy not unto us right things, speak unto us smooth things, and prophesy deceits, you know. So they didn't want to hear the truth. So like I was saying, these same people, you know, are the same ones that was harassing the prophets, killing the prophets in times of old, man. You know, these same people, I'm gonna show you an example right now, you know, because they're not under, you know, the covering of the Most High. They under a counsel of, you know, of a different counsel, man, not of His Spirit. Matthew chapter 22, verse 15. Then went the Pharisees and took counsel how they might entangle him in his talk. So this talking about Yeshua HaMashiach, man. They was taking counsel, you know. They came together and they were talking and speaking and coming up with ways to how they gonna, you know, entangle him, you know, when the things that he was saying, try to mess him up. You know, these are the kind of little games they were playing out there back then, you know. They were under a different counsel. And look, here's the thing, he was righteous, man. He was perfect. And they were messing with him still. These are the same people in this modern day time that's taking crafty counsel, and they're under a different covering to come out here and mess with you, man. One more. Because they don't want the truth. Right here. Mark chapter 3:6. And the Pharisees went forth and straightway took counsel with the Herodians against him, how they might destroy him. So the Herodians, that's of Herod's lineage, you know. And yeah, Herod was an Arab. He was an Arab. He was an Edomite, an Arab, you know. So yeah, this is how they you know, they were taking a counsel of how they might destroy him. They took counsel. They under another spirit, man. Oh man, and he was righteous, man. These are people, they didn't want to hear the truth, man. Like I showed you, it showed you in scripture. This is why they put their trust in Pharaoh, man. This is why they sell out. Oh man. Let's look at this tweet right here for a second, man. Just show you, you know, other people know. Those who worship demons hang out in secret society lodges, cover for each other, and collect megafunds while feeding more and more innocents into the brutal, no-holds-barred pipeline of military intelligence, CIA exploitation. Needs to know what they're doing, cannot stand. But for the most part, you know, you see they're conducting these meetings in these lodges, man. You know, they're worshiping, you know, and they took oath, and they're covered under another spirit. And who are they attacking, man? They're feeding loads and loads and loads of innocent people, man, you know, into this program, man, because they don't want the truth. And these people, like, man, they can't see that they're enslaving the planet, man. They enslaving the planet, and they enslaving themselves too, man. Oh man, because they don't want the truth, man. They're against the Hamashiach, man. They're against the Most High and His ways. So they covered on another spirit, man. They don't want to fall into the hands of the Most High, man. You know. Oh man, psychiatry, you know, all that stuff is false, man. You know, to cover up the truth. You know. You know, so I'm gonna wrap it up, man. So that's what the scripture says in Isaiah 5:20. Woe unto them that call, you know, evil good. You know, and good evil. You know, and mask darkness with light, man. It's a false light. So this is what's going on, man. You know, we're supposed to want the truth, man. Not sell out, because the scripture says is Jeremiah 16:19, the Gentiles is going to say that their fathers inherited lies, man, and things that's not going to profit in the end. So you're not supposed to be following them, but that's what we're doing. We following them, you know. And some of them are going to realize, like it says, man, that their fathers inherited lies, man, and that's what's going on right now. Oh man, I just wanted to do that video, man. You know, it shows you that, man, there's people out here with a different covering on it, man. You know, you've seen that it's better to fall into the hands of the Most High. You've seen how, you know, Pilate wanted Yeshua HaMashiach, you know, to beg him, you know, and he stood bold, you know, and didn't plead, man. Because that's what they do, man. You know, they want you to come begging to them. So, man. But all praises to the Most High, man. Stay faithful, you know, and fall into the hands of the Most High, man, with everything, man.